Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're about to uncover one of the biggest hidden secrets in American pocket change. The Jefferson Nickels that look completely ordinary, but some of them are worth life-changing money. And the crazy part? Most people handle these nickels every single day without realizing what they're holding. There are a few Jefferson Nickels with tiny details, rare minting mistakes, and special year combinations that turn a simple 5-cent coin into something collectors will pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for. And in this video, I'm going to reveal every one of those details, step by step, so you never miss out on a valuable coin again. But here's the deal, you have to watch this entire video. Every second matters. The difference between a common nickel and a valuable one can be something so small that most people never notice it, but you will after watching. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button to join Coins Most Valuable, because this is where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary discoveries. Stay with me all the way to the end. Your next valuable Jefferson nickel could be hiding in your change right now. First up, the 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark is one of those classic United States nickels that many collectors overlook, yet it carries surprising history, surprising rarity in certain conditions, and even more surprising value at auction. If you have a 1940 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel sitting in a jar, a box, or an old family coin envelope, you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. So stay with me through this entire video as we uncover the real truth, the rarity, and the top recorded price ever paid for this coin. The 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a Philadelphia-struck coin. And even though Philadelphia minted tens of millions of these nickels, not all 1940 Jefferson nickels are the same. The differences in strike quality, surface quality, steps on Monticello, and preservation level can turn an everyday nickel into a genuinely valuable numismatic treasure. Many viewers who collect coins or casually search their pocket change don't realize that older Jefferson nickels, like the 1940 no mint mark, can climb dramatically in value when they appear in exceptional condition. And the thing that makes this coin so exciting is that it's old enough to be historic, but still modern enough that millions of people might still have one sitting around without knowing that some examples can bring jaw-dropping prices. As we explore this 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, think about how many coins from the 1940s have been handled, spent, dropped, worn down, and circulated for decades. Very few survive in pristine condition, and that's exactly where the value comes from. A 1940 Jefferson nickel in average circulated condition might only be worth its face value or a small premium. But when you get into higher-end grades, especially high mint state examples, that's where we see tremendous value and serious competition among collectors. And this is why so many Americans continue to search for old nickels every day. Because the difference between a worn 1940 nickel and a high-grade 1940 nickel can be a difference of thousands of dollars. Now let's take a deeper look at the history behind this coin. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and by the year 1940, the United States Mint was still refining the design and strike quality of the Jefferson Portrait and Monticello. The no-mint mark version of the 1940 nickel is the Philadelphia issue, and Philadelphia coins from this era often show variations in strike sharpness. Some coins have weak steps, some have stronger steps, and a very tiny fraction display the full steps detail that collectors love. When full steps appear on a coin from this early period, the value skyrockets because it proves the coin was struck well, preserved well, and handled carefully from the moment it left the mint. The fascinating part of the 1940 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is how its value changes based on quality. Many coins from this date may look common to the eye, but if you find one with clean surfaces, strong mint luster, minimal marks, and sharp detail, you might be looking at a coin that could bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And as we move through the deeper history and collector demand, the importance of quality stands out even more. Collectors who specialize in early Jefferson nickels are always watching auctions, always scanning high-quality images, always competing for the finest known examples, because they know that these early dates are harder to find in true gem condition. The 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is also valuable because it's part of a transitional period in American coinage. The early 1940s led straight into wartime silver nickels beginning in 1942, and collectors love building complete sets that include these pre-war nickels. That long-term collector demand strengthens the value of high-end examples. And because collectors want the best possible example of each date, coins from 1940 that are stunning in appearance have been pushed to extraordinary auction prices. Now, the most important part, the value and the highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1940 no-mint-mark Jefferson nickel. This is where the story becomes eye-opening. While many circulated examples are common, the finest known coins are extremely rare, and the price record shows exactly how much collectors are willing to pay. The highest price ever recorded for a 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark is $21,150, achieved for an incredibly high-grade example with exceptional surfaces and strong detail. That astonishing auction result shows the powerful demand for early Jefferson nickels in top condition. A nickel that cost just 5 cents in 1940 turned into more than $21,000 in a modern auction. That is the level of value that keeps collectors searching, keeps hobbyists checking their jars and drawers, and keeps old nickels in the spotlight as hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Imagine finding a 1940 no-mint-mark nickel in unbelievable condition. Imagine preserving something like that for decades without knowing its true worth. That's why understanding the rarity, the condition needs, and the market demand is so important. Many people across America may already own valuable coins without realizing it. And the 1940 Jefferson nickel is one of those sleeper dates that looks common at first glance, but can turn into a big money coin in the right condition. What makes this even more interesting is how the value grows with every single step up in grade. A coin that looks clean, has bright luster, and minimal contact marks jumps dramatically compared to a worn example. And if the coin shows strong steps on Monticello, even partially, the demand grows even more. Jefferson nickel collectors look closely at the steps because that area is the hardest to strike sharply. When a 1940 nickel shows superior detail, it proves it is one of the best preserved coins of its time. This is why people who watch coin-related videos, people like you who care about rare coins and valuable coins, keep learning and keep searching. Because coins like the 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark continue to reward collectors who take the time to look carefully. Every year, more nickels from circulation become damaged, worn, or lost, which only increases the rarity of surviving high-quality examples. The American coin hobby continues to grow, and older coins from the 1930s and 1940s remain extremely popular with collectors. The beauty of the Jefferson Nickel series, the classic design of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, and the historical significance of pre-war coinage all combine to create long-term value and strong collector interest. So holding onto a nice 1940 nickel is like holding onto a piece of American history and potentially holding onto unexpected value. The truth is simple. The 1940 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark is valuable, especially in high grades. Everyday circulated examples might be common, but the rare high-end survivors are worth real money. And the auction record of $21,150 proves exactly how powerful that demand can be. That single sale stands as a reminder that any old coin can become a treasure when it has the right combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. So if you have a 1940 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, take a close look at it. Protect it. Because while most people might overlook old nickels, the collectors who understand the market know exactly how valuable these coins can become. And as long as high-quality examples continue to draw large bids, this coin will stay on the list of early Jefferson nickels that everyone should watch closely. Next up, the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is one of those coins that millions of people think is common, but collectors know that hidden among the huge Denver mintage are rare and valuable examples that can bring real money. This is a coin from a year when the United States Mint was producing coins at an enormous rate because the country was facing a national coin shortage. Because of that, the Denver Mint struck more than 1 billion nickels in 1964. But even with that massive number, the majority of those nickels suffered from rushing, weak strikes, worn surfaces, and heavy circulation. That is exactly why a small number of very well-preserved 1964 D nickels are worth much more than people realize. When collectors search for valuable Jefferson nickels, this year and mint mark remain one of the most interesting because the difference between a worn example and a high-end example can be dramatic. Most people who hold a 1964 D Jefferson nickel in their hand have no idea that condition, luster, strike strength, and step detail can transform an ordinary-looking coin into a valuable collectible. This coin is more than 60 years old now, and by the time coins reach that age, very few survive without scratches, marks, or heavy wear. That is where the true rarity begins. A lightly circulated example is common, but a sharply struck, brilliant, nearly untouched nickel with full steps is extremely hard to find. For Jefferson Nickel specialists, the 1964 D is a classic challenge because Denver's production in that year was fast, uneven, and inconsistent. Most of the coins left the mint with weak detail on Monticello, especially the steps. And those steps are one of the most important features for determining value. Collectors know that full steps on the Monticello building can multiply the value of a Jefferson nickel. This is because the steps are the area most sensitive to weak strikes. When a coin shows 5 or 6 full, uninterrupted steps, it is proof that the strike was unusually strong. That does not happen often on 1964 D nickels. The Denver Mint was producing enormous quantities as quickly as possible, so achieving a perfectly struck, sharply detailed coin in 1964 was extremely rare. As a result, high-end 1964 D Jefferson nickels with full steps become some of the most desirable pieces in the entire Jefferson Nickel series. Collectors compete heavily for these coins, and that competition is what drives prices upward. Every year, more collectors join the Jefferson series, and every year, the number of untouched 1964 D nickels gets smaller. Coins get lost, damaged, or cleaned incorrectly. Others tone unevenly or develop marks over time. So when a truly pristine example appears, especially one certified in a high mint state grade, the value climbs dramatically. The market has shown over and over that collectors will pay a premium whenever they see quality. And when you combine strong luster, clean fields, sharp steps, and original surfaces, the result is a coin that stands out among millions. The story of the 1964 D nickel also includes the fact that this was the final year before major United States coinage changes. Silver was removed from dimes, quarters, and halves starting in 1965, and collectors often group 1964 as a turning point year in American coinage. Even though the nickel did not contain silver, the demand for coins at that time pushed the mint to produce huge quantities. That high-pressure production environment makes the few high-quality survivors even more special today. People who saved rolls and bags of 1964 D nickels back in the day did not always store them perfectly. Humidity, friction, and long-term storage issues damaged many coins that once may have been brilliant and well-preserved. That is why the true gems are so rare. Collectors also love the 1964 D because it represents a moment when everyday American life and the minting process collided. Millions of Americans handled these nickels daily during the 1960s and 1970s. They rode in vending machines, cigarette machines, bus fare boxes, and cash registers. All that circulation wore the detail away quickly. So when a nearly perfect example survives with strong steps and bright luster, it tells a story of being spared from all that circulation. It may have gone directly from the mint into a collector's hands or into long-term storage away from daily use. Those are the coins that achieve impressive value today. The value of the 1964 D Jefferson Nickel depends entirely on grade. Average worn examples are common and not worth much, but the rare, high-grade mint-state examples are the ones collectors chase. A coin with minimal marks, glowing original luster, and solid strike quality becomes a standout piece. And when that coin shows full steps, its value grows even more because full-step survivors from 1964 D are extremely scarce. Some of the sharpest examples ever found have stunned collectors with their incredible eye appeal and detail. These coins represent the upper end of what the Denver Mint was capable of during its highest pressure production year. The demand for early to mid-series Jefferson nickels continues to grow because collectors want complete sets with the best possible examples. And the 1964 D is one of those dates that can make or break a full steps collection. Serious collectors are willing to pay big premiums for top-quality examples, and that is exactly why auction results for this coin have reached impressive heights. People often assume that because the mint struck so many of these coins, no single example could ever become valuable. But what they forget is that rarity is not about how many were minted. It's about how many survived in exceptional condition. And now the key number that every viewer wants to know. The highest recorded price ever paid for a 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel. The most valuable example of this coin ever sold at auction achieved an astonishing $6,325, and that record was set for a beautifully preserved, sharply struck piece, with full steps and exceptional eye appeal. A nickel that originally cost only 5 cents climbed to over $6,000 because of its condition and rarity. That dramatic price shows just how powerful collector demand is for the finest examples of this date. This record sale also proves the importance of checking every old nickel carefully. Many people across America have 1964 D nickels sitting in jars, drawers, and boxes without realizing that one exceptional, untouched example could be worth serious money. The key is preservation, the sharpness of the steps, the originality of the luster, and the total absence of damage. When all those qualities come together in a single coin, the 1964 D becomes valuable, desirable, and highly competitive at auction. That is why collectors continue searching rolls and bags today, hoping to find a standout example from this historic high mintage year. Next up, the 1976 Jefferson Nickel with the D mint mark is one of those coins that millions of Americans have handled without ever realizing that certain rare examples can be surprisingly valuable. At first glance, the 1976 D Jefferson Nickel seems extremely common because the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of them during the bicentennial year. But what most people don't know is that only a very small number of these coins survive today in exceptional, near-perfect condition with the kind of sharp strike, brilliant luster, and full-step detail on Monticello that collectors seek the most. And that is exactly why this ordinary-looking nickel becomes valuable under the right circumstances. This coin comes from a time when the United States Mint was producing massive amounts of coins for the country's growing economy. The year 1976 is unforgettable because America was celebrating its bicentennial. And although the Jefferson Nickel did not get a special bicentennial design, it was still part of the circulating coinage during that historic year. People often save the special quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins, but they overlook the nickel. Because of this, most 1976 D nickels stayed in circulation for decades, getting worn down, scratched, dented, and losing their original luster. That long circulation is the reason why high-grade survivors are extremely rare today. Collectors who search through old bank rolls or inherited coin jars know that the 1976 D nickel can be valuable when it appears in exceptional condition. A regular circulated example is common, but a mint-state example with clean fields, strong luster, and minimal contact marks becomes a different story. The Denver Mint often produced coins with duller strikes and softer detail during this period, and that includes the steps on Monticello. These steps are the key to value. The full step designation is one of the hardest achievements for Jefferson Nickels from the 1970s. A 1976 D nickel with full, uninterrupted steps is extremely difficult to find because the mint striking pressure was not always strong, and die wear was common. Imagine a coin struck almost 50 years ago, still looking nearly untouched today. Imagine a nickel from 1976 with strong detail in Jefferson's portrait, glowing original luster, and a powerful strike that left the steps on Monticello fully defined. That is the kind of coin collectors will pay serious money for. Most examples have flattened steps or blurry lines, but the rare full-step coins are the ones that stand out. These coins represent the absolute best that the Denver Mint produced that year. What makes this coin even more interesting is how collectors respond to high-grade pieces. The Jefferson Nickel series attracts collectors who aim for perfection. They want the best examples of every date, and they compete fiercely for top-graded coins. Even though millions of 1976 D nickels were minted, only a tiny fraction were preserved in perfect condition, and only a small handful received the full step designation. This makes the top examples extremely desirable and highly competitive at auction. Another reason this coin becomes valuable is its connection to the bicentennial year. People love building sets of coins from 1976, and the nickel is always included. But while quarters, halves, and dollars from that year were often saved, the nickel wasn't. That makes well-preserved 1976 D examples harder to find today. Many of the original uncirculated rolls have been lost, spent, or handled too much. And as each year passes, fewer untouched examples remain. That scarcity is what drives collectors to pay more for the finest surviving pieces. Collectors also pay close attention to luster when evaluating these coins. A 1976 D nickel with strong, original mint shine and minimal marks stands out immediately. Luster breaks easily on nickels because of their metal composition. Even small amounts of circulation can dull the surface. So when a coin manages to survive decades without losing its brilliance, it becomes a premium example. Combine that with a sharp strike, clean fields, and strong step detail, and you have a coin that collectors chase aggressively. Some of the most impressive 1976 D Jefferson Nickels ever found have come out of old, forgotten rolls stored in drawers or boxes since the 1970s. These coins often show the original look of a fresh Denver mint strike. But even among these, only a few show the dream combination of full steps and high mint state quality. When one of these standout examples hits the auction market, the competition is intense because collectors know how scarce the top examples are. And now, the moment every viewer wants to know, the highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1976 D Jefferson Nickel. The most valuable example known to exist sold for an impressive $1,528, and it achieved that price because it was certified in ultra-high mint state condition with sharp strike detail and exceptional overall quality. That auction result proves that even a coin from the modern era can become valuable when it is preserved perfectly. A 5-cent coin minted in 1976 reached over $1,500 because of its rarity in top grade. That price reflects the powerful demand for the best possible examples of this date. Collectors continue searching for high-grade 1976 D nickels and rolls, coin jars, and estate collections because the chance of discovering a gem still exists. It is rare, but not impossible, which is exactly what keeps the excitement alive. Every coin from circulation might have potential to be that standout piece. Anyone who has a 1976 D Jefferson Nickel should look closely at the steps on Monticello, the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the overall luster, and the presence or absence of marks. Even small differences in quality can make a big difference in value. Collectors want brightness, originality, and detail, and when all three are present, this coin becomes a surprisingly valuable collectible. The more time passes, the more challenging it will be to find pristine examples, because natural wear and damage will continue to affect the remaining coins in circulation. The 1976 D Jefferson Nickel stands as a reminder that even modern coins can hold hidden value. Even coins that look ordinary at first glance can turn into valuable collectibles when they appear in superior condition. The auction record of $1,528 proves exactly how much collectors are willing to pay for perfection. This is why coin enthusiasts keep checking their change, searching rolls, and examining old jars for that one high-quality survivor. Next up, the 1969 Jefferson Nickel with the D mint mark is one of those coins that most people assume is ordinary, but for serious collectors, it holds real value. At first glance, this coin might look like the everyday nickels you handled in the 1970s, but hidden among the millions minted in Denver are examples that can be surprisingly valuable. The 1969 D Jefferson Nickel comes from a time when the United States Mint was producing enormous quantities of nickels to meet the needs of a growing economy. Despite that massive mintage, most coins were handled heavily, spent, and circulated for decades, leaving only a small number in pristine, high-grade condition. And that is exactly what makes this coin so interesting to collectors today. While many circulated 1969 D nickels are common, the rare, high-grade examples are extremely sought after. Collectors search for coins with clean fields, strong luster, and sharply struck details. The steps on Monticello, Jefferson's portrait, and the lettering are all critical for determining value. In particular, full steps on the Monticello building are a key feature. Many coins from this year, even in uncirculated condition, show weak or partially missing steps because of striking inconsistencies at the Denver Mint. A 1969 D nickel with full, uninterrupted steps instantly draws attention from collectors and can command a significant premium over ordinary examples. The 1969 D Jefferson Nickel also benefits from its age. Being over 50 years old, the majority of coins from this year were naturally worn, damaged, or improperly stored. Coins that survive today with original mint luster and minimal contact marks are exceedingly rare. Collectors value these coins not just for their scarcity, but also for their visual appeal. A brilliant coin with clean surfaces, sharp details, and strong step definition is far more desirable than a worn example that shows decades of circulation. Even though the 1969 D nickel was produced in high numbers, quality is what determines its true value. Average circulated examples are worth just a few cents above face value, but coins that are lightly circulated or in mint state condition with full steps can sell for hundreds of dollars. This creates a striking contrast between the common coins people find in circulation and the gems that collectors search for. Collectors also pay close attention to the overall strike quality. The Denver Mint produced these coins quickly, and not every strike was perfect. Coins with strong definition on Jefferson's portrait, the Monticello building, and the lettering are extremely rare. When all of these features align, full steps, original luster, clean fields, and sharp strike, you have a coin that stands out in any collection. The 1969 D Jefferson Nickel is also valuable because it marks a period when coin collectors were beginning to pay close attention to mint state examples. By the late 1960s, the hobby had grown substantially, and more people were saving coins from circulation. But many of these coins were still spent, circulated, or damaged, meaning that high-quality survivors are far less common than people assume. That rarity, combined with collector demand, drives the value of exceptional examples. When a 1969 D Jefferson Nickel appears on the auction block in top condition, the competition can be intense. Serious collectors and dealers understand the rarity of high-grade coins from this date, and they are willing to pay premium prices. Even subtle differences in luster, strike, or surface quality can result in significant differences in value. A coin that is pristine, with full steps and eye appeal, can easily command hundreds or even thousands of dollars compared to ordinary circulated examples. Now, let's talk about the most important number, the highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1969 D Jefferson Nickel. The top-selling example of this coin achieved an astonishing $2,425, and that price was set for a coin in exceptional mint state condition, with full steps and brilliant surfaces. A coin that originally cost just 5 cents in 1969 climbed to over $2,000 at auction. That sale highlights the potential hidden value in coins that may seem ordinary at first glance. It also shows that collectors recognize the scarcity and quality of the finest 1969 D Jefferson Nickels. Collectors today continue to hunt for high-quality examples of this coin. Many check rolls from banks, inherited coin collections, and old coin jars, hoping to find a gem. Even though millions were minted, the chance of finding a mint state example with full steps still exists, but the rarity ensures that competition is fierce. Collectors who recognize these coins understand that quality is everything, and the highest grade coins are always in demand. The 1969 D Jefferson Nickel also represents a moment in American coinage history. By 1969, the Jefferson Nickel had been in circulation for over 30 years, and designs had remained largely consistent. The coins from this era connect collectors to a period of modern American history, when the country was experiencing cultural and economic change. Owning a high-grade 1969 D nickel is like holding a piece of that history in your hand. For those who have 1969 D Jefferson Nickels at home, It is important to examine the coin carefully. Look for full steps on Monticello, strong definition on Jefferson's portrait, clean surfaces, and original luster. Coins with these characteristics are the ones collectors pay the most for. Even small differences in strike quality or surface preservation can dramatically affect the coin's value. And because mint state examples are rare, preserving the coin in the best condition possible can make a huge difference over time. The 1969 Jefferson Nickel proves that even coins that appear common can hold real value for collectors. The auction record of $2,425 demonstrates that exceptional examples are highly sought after and that collectors are willing to pay premium prices for the finest specimens. This is why coins from this era continue to be examined, saved, and treasured by collectors. Every high-grade 1969 nickel that surfaces today reminds collectors that value is not always obvious, and that even a simple nickel can be a hidden treasure. Next up, the 1962 Jefferson Nickel with the D mint mark is one of those coins that many Americans have seen in their pocket change, but few realize can be genuinely valuable. While it might seem like an ordinary nickel, collectors know that high-grade examples from Denver can hold significant worth. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel was minted during a period when the United States Mint was producing coins in large numbers, but despite this, only a small fraction of these coins survive today in exceptional condition. That scarcity, combined with collector demand, makes the 1962 Jefferson Nickel one of the most interesting coins for serious numismatists and casual collectors alike. Most circulated examples of the 1962 Jefferson Nickel are common and not worth more than a few cents above face value. However, coins that have been preserved with minimal wear, original mint luster, and sharp strike details can be surprisingly valuable. One of the most important features that collectors look for is the definition on the Monticello building on the reverse side, particularly the steps. Full-step nickels from this year are highly sought after because the Denver Mint, despite producing millions of coins, often struck coins with soft detail, and only a few survived in perfect condition. Collectors also focus on Jefferson's portrait and the overall sharpness of the strike. Coins with clean fields, strong luster, and minimal marks stand out immediately in the market. A 1962 nickel that shows exceptional detail and brilliance is rare, and its rarity drives the value. Even subtle differences in surface quality or strike sharpness can create a dramatic difference in price. This makes examining the coin carefully essential for anyone who hopes to determine its true worth. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel is valuable not just because of its rarity, but also because it represents a historical moment in American coinage. By 1962, the Jefferson Nickel series had been in circulation for nearly a quarter century, and collectors were beginning to pay more attention to mint state examples. Coins that survived in top condition were often the result of careful saving or limited circulation, and today, these coins are the ones that command premium prices. High-grade 1962 Jefferson Nickels are particularly attractive because the Denver Mint produced these coins under normal striking conditions, not under rushed or experimental circumstances. Yet, even with standard production, very few coins remain in pristine condition. Many nickels were heavily circulated, leaving only a small number that retained their original luster and strong strike. The combination of rarity, quality, and collector interest is what makes this coin valuable. When 1962 Jefferson Nickels appear at auction in superior condition, they can attract significant attention. Collectors compete for coins that show full steps, sharp strikes, and brilliant surfaces. Even small imperfections can affect the coin's value, so only the very best examples achieve top prices. Coins that show the ideal combination of luster, sharp detail, and minimal wear are considered the crown jewels of the Jefferson Nickel series from this period. Now, let's discuss the most important fact for collectors: the highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1962 Jefferson Nickel. The top-selling example of this coin achieved an impressive $5,725, and this record was set for a coin in mint state condition with full steps and exceptional eye appeal. That is an incredible number for a nickel that originally cost just 5 cents in 1962. This auction result highlights the real potential hidden in coins that many people consider ordinary. Collectors today continue to search through old coin rolls, inherited collections, and jars of mixed change, hoping to find a gem. While millions of 1962 Jefferson Nickels were minted, the number that survived in top-grade condition is surprisingly low. This creates intense competition whenever one appears on the market. Coins with full steps, brilliant surfaces, and strong detail are immediately recognized by collectors, and auction prices reflect that demand. The value of the 1962 Jefferson Nickel also depends heavily on its grade. Worn examples are common, but coins in high mint state grades are rare and desirable. Coins with full steps, bright luster, and clean fields can see value increases of thousands of dollars over circulated examples. Even subtle differences in surface quality or strike sharpness can create a dramatic difference in the final price at auction. Collectors also know that the 1962 Jefferson Nickel is an important coin for completing sets. Serious Jefferson Nickel collectors aim to acquire high-grade examples of every date and mint mark, and the 1962 D is a critical piece. The demand for mint state coins, combined with their scarcity, ensures that this coin remains valuable and sought after. Every high-grade coin that surfaces today is a reminder of the hidden potential in old nickels that most people overlook. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history. It connects collectors to the early 1960s, a time of cultural change and economic growth in the United States. Holding a high-grade 1962 nickel means owning a piece of that history, and the auction record of $5,725 proves that collectors recognize and reward quality. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance can turn into valuable collectibles when preserved correctly. Anyone who possesses a 1962 Jefferson Nickel should examine it closely. Look for full steps on Monticello, sharp detail on Jefferson's portrait, bright luster, and minimal contact marks. Coins with these features are the ones that collectors pay the most for. Even small differences in strike or surface quality can dramatically affect the coin's value. The rarity of mint state examples combined with collector demand is what makes this coin a true treasure in the Jefferson Nickel series. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel reminds collectors that even seemingly common coins can hold real value when they survive in exceptional condition. The auction record of $5,725 shows that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the finest specimens. This is why coins from this era continue to be examined, preserved, and treasured by collectors. Every high-grade 1962 nickel that surfaces is a reminder that hidden value exists in ordinary coins, and that careful collectors can uncover remarkable treasures. Before you go, think about this. That ordinary nickel in your drawer, the one you never gave a second glance, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it's the right date, mint mark, and condition. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel, like so many coins we've covered, proves that hidden value is everywhere, waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed learning the secrets behind these coins and want to uncover even more rare treasures, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find a valuable coin in your own collection. And here's a question for you. What coin in your collection do you think could be hiding serious value? Drop it in the comments below, because we love seeing your discoveries and talking about coins that could change everything. Remember, every coin has a story, and every story could be worth more than you think. Don't let your hidden treasures sit forgotten. Stay curious, keep searching, and I'll see you in the next video for more secrets of America's most valuable coins.